Hey guys, Leon here from Hairguard, and today in this video we're going to be looking at the top 5 topical ways that you can block DHT as part of your hair loss care routine. This is part of a 3-part series, when the first one is this video where we're going to be looking at the topical solutions. The next one is where we're going to be looking at the internal solutions or the supplementation, and then in the final video we'll look at the acid/alkali solution. But in this one, we're going to be looking specifically at topical application of DHT blockers. So the way the video is structured is, first we're going to look at dihydrotestosterone. We're going to talk about what DHT is and how that impacts the hair follicles to result in androgenetic alopecia or male pattern baldness. And then we're going to go over the top 5 topical DHT blockers. And then finally, we will briefly touch on how you can use these DHT blockers as part of your hair care routine. Very excited, let's get into it. So dihydrotestosterone is one of the leading causes of male pattern baldness. So male pattern baldness is a common condition, and it accounts for 95% of hair loss in men. And just before I go into this, everything that we're saying is backed by science. So if you see a number, what you can do is you can head over to the description and you can actually go and look at the studies that have done to back up every single thing we're saying. We've cited, I think, 20 studies in this video. So make sure if you are interested in the science, we really want you to go and check that out for yourself as well. So it's commonly believed that the main culprit behind male pattern balding is dihydrotestosterone. So dihydrotestosterone is an androgen sex hormone, and it is produced from testosterone. So what happens is, as you can see on the right here in this diagram, is the 5-alpha reductase enzyme attaches onto testosterone to create dihydrotestosterone. And this can cause a lot of problems, especially when it comes to hair loss. So the androgen receptors at the base of the hair follicles connect to this new compound, this dihydrotestosterone. And for those that are sensitive to dihydrotestosterone, this can lead to the miniaturization of the hair follicles and eventually lead to hair thinning and hair loss. So maybe you're thinking, okay Leon, then if dihydrotestosterone is causing my hair loss, which is related to testosterone, then why don't we just cut off testosterone? Well, it's not as simple as that. It is a possibility, but having low testosterone can result in some pretty bad side effects, including gyno, including a decrease in strength, sexual dysfunction and infertility. And as a man, I do not want any of those things. So essentially, blocking testosterone will lead to a decrease in the characteristics that make you a man. So we definitely don't want to take that approach. Now, that being said, there is a better approach. There are 2 other components of the process, both of which can be inhibited with little to no ill effects, and they are the 5-alpha reductase enzyme and dihydrotestosterone itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about some dihydrotestosterone blockers. Now, those can either block the DHT or they could just inhibit the production of 5-alpha reductase, thereby preventing the production of DHT to begin with. Now, all these ingredients can be beneficial to your hair loss treatment routine, and we recommend you experiment with them and just find out what works best for you. Now, as I mentioned, this is the first part in a 3-part series where we're talking about the topical, internal and acid and alkali solutions. However, we do recommend that you're using a combination of all these things to help combat hair loss and androgenetic alopecia, male pattern baldness and so on. So the first topical solution is a plant known as saw palmetto. So it's a berry producing plant native to the Americas, and one which is believed to inhibit the enzyme 5-alpha reductase. Now, this is the enzyme that's responsible for the conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone, as we've just found out, and therefore it will block the preemptive DHT. So unlike the majority of the other substances that inhibit DHT on this list, saw palmetto works most effectively at reducing DHT that is already present in the body and the scalp. And this was shown in a 2016 study, and where saw palmetto was combined with either testosterone or DHT in Syrian hamster flank organs. And you can go and check out that study in number 7 in the description. The next topical solution is the stinging nettle. The stinging nettle is a plant indigenous to parts of North America, Europe and Asia, and it's well known for its stinging effects when touched. and I'm sure we've all been stung by a flipping nettle before. Now, what you may not have known is that stinging nettle extract is an excellent topical DHT blocker. There was a 2011 research study which considered the effects of stinging nettle on BPH, and what they found is that it actually decreased prostate size, which is a strong indicator of its 5-alpha reductase inhibitory effects, and you can check that out in the study at number 9. So while the first study was actually done on rats, a previous study found that the BPH levels did lower down in humans as well. Therefore, stinging nettle has been shown to inhibit the 5-alpha reductase activities, which make it great for men and women with androgenetic alopecia and male pattern baldness. The third topical solution is the Reishi Mushroom, and it's a very newly discovered DHT blocker, and it's kind of just starting to gain traction now in the hair loss world. So it doesn't mean it's any less effective at treating the underlying cause of androgenetic alopecia though, and it's an excellent addition to your topical hair care routine. So there was a 2005 study done, and the DHT blocking abilities of 19 different mushrooms were tested. Now, whilst the majority of the tested mushrooms did inhibit the activity of 5-alpha reductase, Reishi was the clear winner, and you can see the results here, or you can check out the study yourself on number 11. Next, the fourth topical solution is rosemary oil and extract. Now, this is an oil with antifungal, antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties, and the rosemary oil is a helpful addition to any hair loss sufferer's hair care routine. On the topic of DHT blocking specifically, topical application of rosemary extract has been proven to inhibit 5-alpha reductase, and as a result blocking DHT from connecting to the scalp's androgen receptors to prevent hair loss and hair follicle miniaturization. But just how much of an effect does rosemary extract have on the inhibition of 5-alpha reductase? According to a 2013 study, topical applications of 200mg and 500mg inhibited the conversion of 5-alpha reductase by 82.4% and 94.6% respectively, and you can check that study out at number 15. That's better than finasteride's inhibition percentage at 81.9% in the same study. So rosemary oil is actually a pretty powerful topical DHT blocker. The fifth and final topical solution that we've got for you is Ecklonia Cava. This is an alga that's found off the coasts of Japan and Korea, and is a promising new lead when it comes to the cessation of hair loss and growth of new hair. It's composed of polyphenols, and this anti-inflammatory and antioxidant-packed alga is commonly throughout Asia and consumed on a regular basis. While E-Cava may make a delicious addition to your soups, its topical use has been proven to inhibit 5-alpha reductase and therefore DHT. When applied as a whole, E-Cava has shown to inhibit 5-alpha reductase by up to 61.5%, and even better though was the inhibition results of the polyphenol extract diaco. So diaco is also found in abundance within the alga, and the highest concentration tested, which was 100mg per mil, actually proved to be just as effective as finasteride. This means that E-Cava and its extracts are a good option to consider if you're looking to block DHT and even contribute to the proliferation of new dermal papilla cells. Now, what we recommend at Hairguard is that you can choose to apply these to the scalp. You can create your own shampoos, or alternatively, you can just literally apply these solutions straight to the scalp. Now, we do recommend that you use a mixture of topical, internal, and we're going to talk about the acid alkali solution in a later video. Or what you can actually do is there's a lot of products that are on the market that have all these DHT blocking ingredients on there for you to apply. And you can check that out in our very own line at Hairguard. So that's what we've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.